Okay, no platformer will be complete without full damage, so in this video we're going to look at adding full damage to the player controller. But before we do that, we need to open up our animation state machine and better jumping scripts, and we need to make a few modifications to that. So the first thing you want to do in animations is add two new states, falling and hurt. Then we need to jump down and grab references to better jumping and the knockback system we just added. Okay, so we've got better jumping and knockback. Okay, I think that's because we're Cedarwood software. 2 seconds. Yep, it's because I was using my other template. So if we just grab that out of the knockback and get rid of the Cedarwood software namespace. Save that and spell it correctly. Okay, so we need to now jump into start and get those. So better jumping equals get component better jumping. And knockback equals get component knockback. Okay, down in these states here, we need to add our if statements. Okay, so we've got better jumping is falling, but we haven't put that in yet. And knockback is hurt. We also need to add some new states in the switch statement. So if we jump down to there, okay, and we'll add animation states falling and animation states hurt. Actually, because I don't have any animations for these, I'm just going to set it to play the jump animations. Okay, that should be everything in the animation state machine. So now into better jumping. So we need to add a ball up here for better jumping. Public. And below this, we'll set is falling equals true. Else is falling equals false. Okay, now if we save that, just jump back into the animation state machine. Our little error's gone from there. So I believe that's all we need for this. So we can now look at our full damage script. So if we create new C# script, call it full damage. Open that up into Visual Studio and we'll start with our variables. Okay, so we need a float for max full height, a float for our damaged amount, a ball for is falling, and a float for max height. we need to reference our animation state machine, player controller, collisions, wall climb and wall slide scripts. In start, we need to grab all of those components. Okay, so there we are grabbing the state machine, player controller, collisions, wall slide and wall climb. And then in update, we need to add the functionality to check for the maximum height and set all the full damage stuff. So 2 secs. Right, okay, first thing we're going to do is check if the animation state machine equals the falling state. So if we pass that check, we're going to check if we're not falling. So we're going to set is falling to true and set our max height to our player transform position.y. Next thing we want to do is have our if statement. So if we're wall grabbing or wall sliding, we're going to put is falling to false. So if you fall down, hit a wall and hit wall slide, it won't damage the player. And then finally, we've got this final if check, which we're going to check when the player hits the ground. So if Col is grounded and is falling. Next, we want to check if the max height minus the current player transform position.y is greater or equal to our maximum fall height. If it is, we're going to damage the player. And then we're going to reset max height back to 0 and falling is to false. So if we save that, jump back into Unity. This time I'll add the full damage script. Click play. Okay, and if I zoom out and I move the player right up the top here and drop him, boom, you can see take damage has appeared. We'll jump up here, jump up there, boom, take damage has appeared. So there's your full damage. Any of these freak animations like that we're going to get rid of in later episode. We're just going to add some slopes and then we'll clear that up. Right, I hope you found this video useful and I will see you in the next video.